think there's going to be some good ones to pick from here.
It is, yeah.
Have you put yourself in there?
Of course. Probably one of the most underestimated players that I've played with. An outstanding player. I've got 5 number 9s. Probably the cleanest finisher I played with. You know,
He's better than Michael Owen.
Yes, but I still.
No, that's according to Robbie Felton. I played with him at Sunderland.
Did you?
Yeah.
He struggled at Sunderland, didn't he?
Yeah, scored no goals.
I roomed with him for 10 years with the national team.
What a character.
I feel like that's a whole episode on its
That's
own.
more than an episode.
We are doing another Ultimate 11, and Sam and I are joined by Gary McAllister. And so it's going to be his Ultimate 11 of players that he has played with internationally at any club. So I think there's going to be some good ones to pick from here.
It is, yeah. I'm very interested in this.
You
Over
know
to
what?
you, Gary. Let's go. Have you put yourself in there?
Of course. If you don't back yourself, Sam.
Oh, you got to. That's true.
Getting it done in paper is a must, because in my head I'd be changing it
All the time, yeah.
all the time. So
I like your organisation.
I'm actually going to play 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3-ish.
Okay.
So quite a modern shape rather than the basic 4-4-2 that we got.
Have you got a subs bench there as well?
I've got loads of forwards. I'm still not sure. By the time I get there, I'll make my mind up.
Sam might be able to help you. Okay,
We touched briefly on the goalie earlier.
yes.
Gorham was just a freak of nature. It's like, and we had Jim Leighton, obviously, who was, Fergie's goalie at Aberdeen and Manchester United, and so it's big, not rivalry, competition. Al Hodgkinson was the goalkeeping coach with the national team, and he was a Gorham fan, but he also worked at Rangers, so it was always there was a bit of angst there. But Gorham was without shadow of doubt, the best keeper I played with. Played with some really good goalkeepers. Ian Andrews at Leicester, a young keeper who was going to be the next Shilton. Martin Hodge at Leicester as well, Hodge. But Gorham, outstanding.
And you managed Gorham at...
Well, yeah, he came out of retirement, played a couple of games for me when I had no goalkeeper. So it was one of those, just register him, come one training session, he's in goal. Like I mean, to actually do that when we're in the bottom division, but in all fairness, we're going for promotion, of course. But that's just his love for football, really. Just his love, he can help us out, like you mean.
But he's shot stop. He's a good player, Andy. So he was a good footballer. He joined in the training. So when players got through 1-on-1 against him, he could get in the head of forwards. He could anticipate and read the strikers because he was a good footballer. So he's the goalie.
Easy goalkeeper choice there. Okay, so you say in a back. You say
it's a back four. It's a back four. So
right, give us them.
Right back. I know. A lot said. A lot of teams get their width, and fullbacks are not necessarily top defenders in today's world. In today's money. But I'm going for a old school defender.
Okay.
And you'll see why I'm going for Carragher at right back. Okay. Voice, leader, talks to people. But by playing Cara at right back, there's going to be a more offensive left back, so the three will become a back three.
Right.
So I've got Carragher at right back purely because of his voice.
Yeah.
Just brilliant at talking people in front of him through the game. So in actual fact, he's probably better as a centre half, but I'm playing him there, and he's going to play alongside Richard Gough, who I played with the national team.
Yeah.
Who was just a proper defender. Outstanding. But in both boxes at defending, outstanding. Set pieces are a big thing in modern day football. So Gough in his own box defending, but he could get me a goal at the other end as well. So right back Carragher, right centre back Richard Gough.
Okay, next.
And then left centre back, just somebody with a bit of poise. Probably better in possession, better on the ball than Goughy, but Goughy was very competent. Sammy Hippier.
Okay.
Again, profile. Set pieces for and set pieces against. Top player, and he would be capable of coming out of the back line with the ball.
And then your
but left back would be a superstar in today's game. Tony DeRigo, where fullbacks are flying and joining. He's a left winger playing left back.
Okay.
Fantastic left foot, like a wand. So with him getting really high, the other three would come and sort of make it a 3 centre halves.
What do you think of that defence?
Yeah, very good, excellent. Sammy Hippier was a surprise choice, of course. Not that about his player, but just I sort of forgot about him, as it were, like you mean. So
I played with Miller and McLeish, and didn't quite play with Jockey. I missed Alan Hansen, but Miller and McLeish were outstanding, but Sammy just probably just
Who was
mixed.
the manager of Liverpool then when Sammy Hipper was there?
Gerard Houllier.
Yeah, don't he?
So Gerard had him, and I know he played with Rafa as well. But
You weren't there with Rafa then, were you?
No, I'd gone. I was only there a couple of seasons. So that's my goalie and back line.
Okay, so that
Quite
is
happy
that.
with that.
Right, move us into your midfield. And what did you say it was again?
The baldy guy, Scottish, 6'3". Got to pick myself.
You know what? I'm so happy about this because you're the first person that we've done this with, and we've done quite a few now. Picked themselves,
do you
Gary.
know what? Just because I want to play with these guys, that's them. They don't make you look a better player. Let me get one thing straight.
Yes.
The better the players you play with, the easier it becomes. So I'm in amongst some proper
Love it. And
thoroughbreds here.
who's with you?
So the defensive, like not very physical myself, but the guy next to me, David Batty, was probably one of the most underestimated players that I've played with. An outstanding player. Far better than people think. People just thought he was just this sort of animal in the middle of the park, just crashing into people, but very clever, intercepting stuff into the front men, covering across these two centre backs. So Batty, who is most unfootballing football person I know, doesn't he like the game? Not in love with the game.
Oh, one of those really?
No, just no interest. But
there's
you go into training and go, oh, what about that Champions League game last night, Madrid, Barcelona, whatever.
What game?
Was it champ? Oh no, it's like no, I don't.
Okay.
Why would you be watching football?
Yeah.
So Batty and myself, and then just in front of us, obviously I played with Stephen when he was a young player at about 19, 20 when I arrived, and you could obviously see where his career was going to go. So just a young Steven Gerrard, and Rafa employed him in this little slot as well. Just that freedom to go and join the front, because he can score goals, and his goals are generally pretty spectacular. So myself and Batty and Gerrard just in front, Steven just being free to go and join the front men and the two wider guys. So just great at anticipating stuff around the D at the edge of the box for shots. He's probably one of the best strikers of the ball that I've played with, and scored. He's capable of scoring goals from distance. So not afraid to shoot, which is something that's a bit of a dying art. People don't shoot from distance. And then
You, David Batty, and Gerrard.
so
Okay.
that's decent. I'm quite happy with that. So we've got a wee bit of guile. We've got goals, and we've got a bit of brawn.
Okay.
And then up on the right hand side, so right attacker.
Yep.
So not being just told to play and stand like an old school right winger. Gordon Strachan, who's a player who could come in and link. Obviously, good combinations with Gerrard. And when I tell you who my number 9 is, you would see why. But Strachan coming in off the side, and then that maybe allowing Gerrard to make little runs on the outside of him. So they would be changing and rotating a little bit.
Gary, I've got to tell you, I don't know noticing, Sam, no one that's done this before has thought about tactically how they would play together.
No, that's true.
No, but Strachan's knowledge and just his genuine. He's a little bit of a pickpocket on the pitch. He was always just stealing the ball and making things happen. But fantastic player. There was a couple of seasons at Ellen Road where he was the best player in the UK. I think he won Player of the Year, Sports Writers, Players Player. He did a clean sweep. He was 30, 35 plus.
Wow.
So then over to the other side, which is, God bless him, I only, he came and played at my hometown club after an amazing career at Glasgow Rangers. But I only crossed paths with Davy Cooper on 2 or 3 international games. And just in those back in the day, we'd be together for 3-4 days. So maybe spent 6-10 days with him but I seen enough in 10 days and watched him enough. Davy Cooper was a manipulator of the ball. He's a left winger. And his vision, weight of pass. So he would be allowed to come in and be in a sort of left 10, number 10 off the front as well, to allow Dorigo to come on the outside. But his understanding with it, I've got 5 number 9.
Right, give us them all.
Give us them all, then pick your best one. Yeah.
I've gone McCoist.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Yes.
It's just like
Fave.
goal scoring record is, and just half a chance goal. Didn't need many chances.
Yeah.
Fowler, probably the cleanest finisher I played with. You know,
he's better than Michael Owen.
Yes, but still.
No, that's according to Robbie Fowler.
Yes, but Michael Owen's better than Fowler according to Michael Owen.
That's right.
Well, we've had Robbie Fowler on the podcast, so we'll go for him at the minute.
So Fowler, left foot, no back lift. So
the
number of times you see Fowler's goals where keepers just go like that and the ball's past him, it's gone out because he hit the ball so early. Right foot, really good as well. And what a lot of people don't know, Robbie and Michael, both very good in the air for smallish guys. So that ability to hang. So I've obviously got Michael.
Yeah.
You know, there was, again, when he won the Ballon d'Or and we won the treble, he was he was pretty much unplayable. You know, somebody who offers the other way. So the other ones were players that were competent coming in link and play. Michael didn't want to take any part in that.
No.
He just wanted to score goals. He didn't want to make a midfield player look good by playing nice little 1-2s.
No.
Put me in for a goal and I'll run. Basically, that was his body language. He says, Gary, I'm not coming to play little pretty football. No tippy-tappy football. But he wanted me to be putting him in with the goal in front of him, not with his back to goal. So I've got McCoist, Fowler, Owen, and then this guy was, what a player this fella was. Mo Johnston, you know, for... Mo Johnston.
Yeah.
He came to
the controversial move from Rangers to Celtic, wasn't it? From up down to...
No.
Did he go down, was he...
Well, he was at Watford. I think he came into Watford from Partick Thistle, and he had done the deal with Celtic, but hadn't signed.
Yeah.
The deal was that it's legendary. I think it was written on a fag packet or something like that. And then Graham Souness was managed at Rangers, hijacked it and nicked him. You know, and he was from a part of the city you don't associate with Rangers.
Yeah.
So for Mo Johnston to sign and have the bravery to go and play for, you know, people, you know, he's not a Rangers, but he was brilliant for Rangers. Yeah. And with the national team, he was an out and out goal scorer. He just wanted to score goals.
Oh, this is tough then.
And then the one I've now got here, he's not necessarily and I didn't play with him long enough. But what he did when he left is you'll know who I'm talking about, but Cantona could lead the line. As much as he was more of a 10, he was a player, but he was a 9.
He played with him at Leeds?
He came to Leeds when the season we won the league. He came in January. And it's like, the story is remarkable because he had got in trouble. He'd smacked a referee in France.
Yeah, got bombed
and
out.
Was banned.
Yeah.
I know Platini wanted to pick him for the French Euro squad for 92. But he obviously couldn't play in France. So I think Platini was friendly with Trevor Francis, who was managing Sheffield Wednesday at the time. And Trevor says, well, you can come and train and come and trial. And Cantona was a bit, it's Cantona. I don't have to go and trial. Yeah. But he goes. And the couple of days in Sheffield, there was a big downpour of snow. So they could only train indoors. So Trevor only seen him playing in little 5-a-sides on AstroTurf. So he says, I can't make a decision. And then Howard got wind of this, these contacts at Wednesday. Yeah. And said, before he goes back to France, send him over to Ellen Road.
Send him up here, yeah.
And within 30 seconds, he scores an overhead kick. And it obviously set the training up for him. It was more finishing and forward stuff so that Howard could get a look at him. And that, you know that, and I know the players are like, sign him. You know that one? Sign him. Sign him.
Sign him. So still nobody's got or ever explained, not even Howard's told me, why he let him go.
He was so disruptive by the end of
Was he?
Yeah. It was like Howard had to make it was like a big decision, a Ronaldo decision for Ten Hag. For the group.
Yeah.
But we all loved him. He was great, but there was an atmosphere then.
Yeah.
And they'd clashed. I would advise managers not to sell one of your best players or a talented player to your biggest rival.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the biggest rival. Okay, well,
that
is
quite well there.
5
but
insane stories, by
I
the
might
way.
just go McCoist.
Oh, yeah, I'm happy with that. Are you happy
just
with
for
that?
goals. Proper poacher.
Well, we all know Ellie, don't we? I played with him at Sunderland.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
He struggled at Sunderland, didn't he?
Yeah, scored no goals.
Didn't he settle at
He
all?
didn't like that when I said on Talk Sport. Like, he said, "Live, you're going to be offside." I said, "Not at Sunderland." And Alan Brazil went, "What?" I said, "Scored no goals at Sunderland." Alan. He started laughing, Alan. But he was,
I love him.
he
He's my
was
fave.
just a young pup
Yes.
when he come down from Scotland, you know, and
I roomed with him for 10 years with the national team.
what a
You've got some-
character.
I feel like that's a whole episode on its
That's
own.
more than an episode.
Yeah.
That's what do you call it? War and Peace.
I think we need to set that up. Right. Thank you so
Thanks, Gary, again.
much.
Cheers.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Gary McAllister's Ultimate 11.